Right, let's see. So 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is the legacy card. It's the card that we look at as inheritances, something that we're in it for the long term, something that survives even us. It's Pentacles, it's earth energy. And I always say this, I think I said this morning on Instagram, and I'm recording this on the 3rd, and it's late afternoon on the 3rd here. Pentacles or earth energy, it's slow energy, but it's the only energy that really lasts, you know. That's why it's so slow, because we build it one brick at a time. We make it solid. And the 10 of Pentacles, it's something that has the potential to stand the test of time. This is our long-term security and stability. But I want you to think about that for a moment, because that's coming up as your underlying energy. But the way to access it, the way to kind of get this, is a new beginning in how you feel and a new beginning in how you think. And so many of the signs have been getting this. Our thoughts, our feelings are all changing, and that's understandable with Mercury retrograde. Venus is now in Scorpio. I think Venus has made it in Scorpio by now. You know, all of this kind of stuff is changing how we feel, changing what we think. So we can build, we can put in the work, we can create, we can focus on work. But if we're not happy, that Knight of Wands that came up at the beginning, right? If we're not getting something out of our experience, then is it really worth doing? Is that our legacy that we want to leave behind? So 10 of Pentacles, this week, it's amazing, because whatever you begin emotionally and logically, mentally, right, with the thoughts coming in with the Ace of Swords, something that you could be doing for quite a while here. You know, it's very interesting. So the Ace of Cups at the heart of your reading. The aces are potentials for new beginnings. Now, I always say there are doorways that get presented to us. Then it's up to us if we walk through them or not, right? And to walk through, I mean, we could have a million doorways in front of us. They mean nothing unless we do walk through them. And so with the Ace of Cups coming up, this very much asks you, what's in your cup? I've been asking people that a lot this past week, because this card's been coming up so much, everyone. And I kind of feel it's all these retrogrades. I think a lot of us have gone through this thing of, I know how I don't want to feel. And for the longest time, I don't think we knew how we wanted to feel. We knew how we didn't want to feel. We didn't know how we wanted to feel. Does that make sense? Am I just repeating the same thing? So with the Ace of Cups coming in, this is new love, new emotions. It holds the potential of the whole cycle. So we start off with our own cup, with hope, self-love, spiritual growth, emotional growth, healing energy coming in that cup. And we take it out into the world, knowing that it's going to lead to the 10 of Cups, which is the happily ever after. But it's solid. I mean, there's a solid reason behind this. You're trying to build something that is your long-term stability and security. And it can seem, I mean, straight off the bat, I can tell you, when we're trying to do this, look at this column of earth energy here. Solid, successful earth energy here. It can seem counterintuitive to kind of look at, well, how do I feel about that? Or what do I think about that? Or, you know, if we're working away at something. But that's the way to achieve it. How do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? And what's in your cup? It's something, I mean, I literally just sent someone an email just now. Oh gosh, I had to kind of take a break. That's why your reading, there's a little bit of a break between Cancer and Leo and Virgo going up. Because I was explaining this, that, you know, we like attracts like. When we go out with the Ace of Cups, that's why it's so important to know what is in your own cup. Because what's the next step in the cycle? The 2 of Cups, right? So our cup will be matched. It will be matched. So whatever is in our cup, and our cup is how we feel. If we love ourselves, how we treat ourselves. Every great love story begins with how we love ourselves, how we treat ourselves, how we feel about ourselves. That's what will get matched out in the world for us. And we've got the Knight of Cups coming up as a past energy for you. I kind of get the sense the Knight of Cups has been coming up quite a bit as well. This might have been a dream. Now, you might be returning to an old dream that you had, because the Knight of Cups is the dreamer. And I want you to look at this. We had the Knight of Wands topple out at the beginning when I was shuffling. We have the Knight of Cups here, and we have the Knight of Swords here. Where is the Knight of Pentacles? That's because you're not a Knight of Pentacles. You're the King of Pentacles. You've mastered that. The putting in the work, the physicality, the earth aspect of this, of, you know, the work that you do, you've mastered that. The kings have mastered their suit, but I'll get to him in just a moment. This is the dreamer. So what's your dream? What's your dream, Virgo? And it's something that you had. That's the foundation. Could be last week, last month, last year. You could be returning to this now. But the Knight of Cups often gets kind of written off as the delusional romantic. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, have a look at him. I know he's riding a unicorn over a rainbow. So the sense of this is he's very much aware of how he wants to feel. Now, it may be with him coming up in the past that you've put how you feel on the back burner. You haven't been doing that. You've been doing what needs to be done, right? Physicality. Pentacles is all about things that we can see, feel, and touch, possess. That's why it's money, investments, our homes, our relationships, our bodies even. We can take care of all those kind of physical things, but have you been taking care of the dreamer side of you? Even the King of Pentacles, to be as successful as he is, or, if we have a dream, the end game of the Ten of Pentacles of what we want to build, what success or security looks like for us. It starts off with a dream, right? And then we turn that dream into a plan, a goal, and that's how we achieve what we want to achieve. But yeah, like I said, you're sitting pretty right now. We have the King of Pentacles in the present. And the King of Pentacles, he is successful. I always see him as he is the successful one. He kind of personifies everything that is success. He's self-made. He's put in the hard work. He's reliable. He's dependable. He creates great abundance and he shares that with other people now. I know some of you might be sitting there thinking, I don't have any money, or, I'm struggling to pay the rent. But you are the King of Pentacles because you've mastered everything that Pentacles. You have that work ethic. You have that reliability. You show up and you'll get the work done. Success is more than just the result of it. And I know that's hard to realize for an earth sign, because earth signs are always like, if I don't see it, then it doesn't exist. And I have a Virgo moon, so I absolutely get that. But success is also a mindset. And that's what you're kind of being asked to kind of tap into here. Whether it's new love that you want, whether it's a career that you love, but you cannot neglect how you feel about this. That's the key thing here. I mean, the other thing with the King of Pentacles, he is very focused on finances and material things, but he doesn't do it for himself. He does it to provide for the people that he loves. He's very traditional and, he's a great provider for the family. So what does that mean? Well, it's kind of, I really feel like this reading is asking you to shift your focus. You might have been putting in the hours at work, building the business, getting your house done, whatever you've been doing. And it's almost like I'm saying, Virgo, stop. How do you feel about that? And you're like, wait, what? What do you mean? How do I feel? I'm trying to create something here. Yeah, but are you happy with it? How do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? Now, even the end product of what we want, the job, the house, the car, the relationship, whatever we want it because it's going to make us feel a certain way. And so the key to that, and I've talked about this in lots of places whenever I talk about manifestation, is to get what you want, you have to embody the emotion of how you think that thing will make you feel. Let me just say that again. So, if I think a relationship, if I'm lonely and I want a relationship, then if I'm feeling lonely by my vibration, I am bringing in more loneliness, right? More situations to be lonely. So I always say to people that want a relationship, like a romantic relationship, go and hang out with some friends. And they're like, I don't want friends. I want a lover. And I'm like, yeah, that's how you'll get it, because love doesn't know the difference. It's your vibration. When you're happy, when you feel loved, when you're giving love, when you feel supported and nurtured, you will bring that in as well. Very important. Your cup is at the center of this reading, at the heart of this reading. Everything else revolves around it. Now, have a look. What we have coming up as a future energy leading from this is like, you put in the work, you built this, you're reliable, you're dependable, you show up. Good job, Virgo. What's next? Speaking your truth. The Knight of Swords is one who, have a look. With all these knights coming in, that's very mutable energy. Knights are all about progress, movement. Let's go. Let's achieve something. Let's go on this mission. We're going to further this cause. That's what the knights do. He's furthering his emotional needs here. And I want to say this also. I didn't say this before. The Knight of Cups, he usually lacks substance because he's all about emotion. It's a good place to stop, but it's not a good place to stop. But you didn't stop there. You had the dream and you're putting in the effort for it. But next comes communication. The Knight of Swords is communication, and he fights for his truth. Swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideas, and how we communicate them. And so with the Knight of Swords coming in, this is about fighting for your belief. Now, to know what your beliefs are, what your truth is, you must have a truth, right? Have a look. Have a look at what your advice is. It is the sword of truth. This is a new perspective. This is victory. It's a victory card, and it's clarity through the truth. Now, again, the aces, that's always out. So that's my cup, right? With the Ace of Cups is my cup, how I feel. And the Ace of Wands is your wand, you know. So again, if I was pulling it for myself, it'd be the Ace of Wands, my wand. All right, what's my inspiration? What's my passion? What do I want to create? The Ace of Pentacles, that's my seed. What am I trying to grow here? What am I planting to grow into this Ten of Pentacles energy? So the same with the Ace of Swords. It's what is my truth? So what is your truth, Virgo, right? And this is the Sword of Truth. And it kind of, the implication is, because we go from the Ace to the 10. And I kind of feel like I'm talking really fast as well, faster than usual. I know I talk fast anyway, but that's how the energy feels, kind of, it's rushing through. Because so there could be this urge to get up and go. He is the fastest moving knight, the Knight of Swords is. So it's that quickly implementing ideas, communicating them. And it's all to do with how you feel. So we have the head and the heart working together here. But before we can do that, the advice is, what is your truth? Before you can have these new beginnings, these new cycles that come in. And this is a change of perspective. Because as I said, the cycle is from the Ace to the 10. And so what we do with that is, well, the 10 of Swords is where that person's impaled with 10 swords, right? So to have one sword, we must cut out all the stuff that's not working, all the beliefs that don't serve us. What would you need to believe to make a dream come true? To be the dreamer? To balance, I mean, have a look. The Ace of Cups, the heart is balanced out by the Knight of Swords. And then we have the Ace of Swords, which is the head, is balanced out by the Knight of Cups. So there is this merging of the head and the heart. And you're so grounded, like, trust me on this. It's a beautiful reading. You're so grounded. You have this vision. You know what you want to create. You will show up. You will get the job done. I mean, too many people, they have this. They have the thoughts, or they don't put in the effort. They don't show up every day and get the work done. If you want different results, then you have to be willing to do something that you've never done before, right? But it's asking you to look, because you've mastered this. This is mastered. You know, this could be where you kind of feel like, I keep putting in the effort. Why am I not getting it? And it's like, well, is it in accordance with how you feel? Is it in accordance with how you think? And are you going by some old template of how you felt? Or, you know, of what you used to think? And there's fresh energy coming in there. I love this reading for you, Virgo. I really do. Thank you so much to everyone that's been there with me. Whether this is the first video that you're ever watching of mine, or whether you've been there with me from before YouTube was even a thing in the Aquarian Insight world, because I've had my website for quite a few years now. Some of you followed me on there when that was all that I was doing. I'm so blessed that you guys are all a part of my journey, and totally and completely honored that you would make me and my messages a part of your journey. I never take that for granted. So I love you guys very much. I will see you next time, but that's all for now. Goodbye.